Good morning everybody, and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall and Volmer, and today is a layout update special. And today I'm massively excited for this video, and that's because it is a special video. Not for any reason in particular, but there is so much to talk about, so much to show you, and there's some new bits. In fact, there's quite a lot of new bits that's come to the layout. So the first thing I want to talk to, because this is going to promise to be another long video. Now, I know all my videos are pretty long, but that's just purely because I've got a big mouth and lots to say, and I know how to use it. So that's kind of why, why my videos tend to be quite long. But hopefully you'll stick with it, and you won't want to miss this video. My last video, I think it was my last video. I could be wrong. I'm pretty certain it was my last video. I spoke to you guys about this Coalesce Class 70 body shell that I received, and the ends for it. Firstly, I'm still on the lookout for a chassis for this. I haven't found one yet. And I'm not particularly looking forward to paying a huge amount of money for a brand new loco. So I'm just biding my time with this for now. But the relevance of this is the fact that this has come through Bachmann. And it suddenly kind of dawned on me that I've got a number of locomotives here sitting in my flat which aren't really getting used. And the reason for this is because, generally speaking, I've still got a lot of stuff from my Behringer days. And but when I was doing Behringer, it was a lot of Network Southeast, it was Blue, it was sectorization, it was that kind of stuff. And so that hasn't really kind of fit in with my today's running theme for my layout for Mildenhall and Volmer, because as you all know, Mildenhall and Volmer tends to be more up-to-date, present-day stuff. So Blue doesn't really, and Network Southeast doesn't really go with the first Great Western. Although, that being said, there's a lot of heritage liveries making their way back through GBRF on the main line. So, there is some scope to sort of use some of the older stock that I have and still use it within the confines of the present-day environment. Anywho, cut a long story short, too late. It got me wondering about this Bachmann body shell, and I decided to give Bachmann a shout. Why? Because I had a bit of a brainwave. I was wondering whether or not I could put some of my older chassis into use once more and rebadge them, as opposed to selling them on eBay or some other auction site and maybe get someone buy it and give you a load of grief because it's not quite what they wanted, or maybe they damage it or want to try it on and all that kind of stuff. So I thought to myself, let me give Bachmann a call and see if we can upgrade my locos without it costing the earth. And so I did. I basically phoned them, and there was a number. I looked at the locos that I had. I looked at the ones that I felt maybe if I could find the right body shell, present day, I could get that chassis back into use and have another loco to run on the layout without me having to shell out the prices that we're currently, it's just going through the roof. So I managed to find 3 body shells via Bachmann, which I purchased. One of them has gone back because it was missing a couple of little minor jumper cables, which I'll show you, because 2 of them are 47s and 1 of them's a 37. And these 2 47s and 37 were originally other body shells. They had originally other body shells on them from my Behringer days. So they were either network southeast or sectorization or whatever. But basically, they didn't. The body shells that are currently on them didn't really fit what was going on here at Mildenhall and Volmer. So I'm going to take you to the layout and show you the first one. Now, like I said, one of the 47s has gone back. I will tell you which one it is. It will I have sent it back to Batman, and so it's currently on its way back to them. They've currently said to me that they've got another one, and they're just going to return the new body shell when it gets here. So basically, one of the body shells, the original one that I'd ordered, was the West Coast Railways Class 47 245, which does the rail tours. That's the one that's gone back. I'm waiting for that to get there and then get sent back to me. So that probably won't be till about next week or something like that. But I'll let you know when it gets here. But the other two I've got to show you as well that are here, and they are fully functional. And then there's another basically the majority of this is a loco update and rolling stock update. But there are some significant changes to the layout to show you that will make a huge difference. So I'm going to spin you around and take you to the layout. So here is my first body snatcher, as it were. So this was a chassis that's come from another split head code 37. It was a sectorization one. It doesn't really fit with the layout. However, I've now managed to get hold of this body shell from Batman. And, you know, I'm really pleased with it. A word of warning on the Batman 37s and the Batman 66s. If you decide that you would like to possibly upgrade some of your older chassis for 37s or 66s, just be warned about whether or not whether the body shell is compatible with the chassis, because with the 47s they pretty much are all the same, but I do know that the split head code 37s, obviously there's different types of 37s. I'm not too sure whether all the pin arrangements are the same on the front. So this body shell, this split head code 37 body shell, has come off a split head code chassis. So obviously there's other types of noses on the front, so I'm not sure whether all the pins line up. So you just need to make a note of that and just be sure of what you're doing. So if you do it, you kind of do it at your own risk, but I just wanted to point that out to you, that you need to make sure that the body shell is compatible with the chassis that you're putting it onto. The other thing with 66s is although 66s are pretty much the same, sometimes the chassis, the lower part, because it's a split chassis on the 66 of the Batman, sometimes the paint job on the lower half doesn't quite match the paint job on the upper half. So that's why you need to make sure that that there isn't no conflict with the paint jobs when you're swapping over the body shells for the 66s. And also with the lighting arrangement on the 66s as well is also, you've got to be careful with that as well. So just bear that in mind before you contemplate doing anything. So this is 37099 in the Coalesce Rail Freight livery. I actually really wanted to buy this originally, and I couldn't get hold of it. And so, ironically, you can still get hold of it even if you can't, because if you want this body shell, you might be able to get it direct from Batman and get the body shell without having, even if the shops haven't got the actual full one, you can probably just convert an older one, which is exactly what this is. This is a hybrid 37099. This isn't the original one. It's fitted with sound. It's got the original Hornby Class 37 TTS sound chip in it, but it's basically got an upgraded iPhone speaker in it. So let's give it a quick listen before we go. So this is going to be the first one, so we're going to send this on its merry way. So the next loco to talk to you about is this one, Freightliner Class 66 623. We've all seen this one before. However, I've spent a bit of money with Richard Roads and Rails, got a number of speakers, and the long and the short of it is this one's got a new speaker in it, and it's an iPhone speaker. It's the same speaker that's in the 37, and it does sound a lot better to the speaker that comes with the TTS sound chip. So we'll just give this a quick listen. Would help if I send it the right way. So let's send it on its merry way. So the next loco will be coming into shot very, very shortly. And as you can hear, it has sound. And there we go. So, once again, this is another hybrid locomotive. I contacted Batman once again, spoke to them, gave them the information I wanted. They've now sent me this body shell. So I've now upgraded one of my 47s that I really wasn't using, and basically I've taken the body shell out of it, put that to one side, replaced it with this body shell, which is more appropriate with the current day stock that I'm running. And basically, as you can hear, I've fitted a sound chip to it. I managed to track down a 47 TTS chip in it with a converter, put that on this one, and I've upgraded the speaker again in this one with an iPhone speaker, excuse me. And so now this sounds pretty damn good. So, here we go. Now let's send her off. Is it me, or does the Class 47 have the most depressing horn sounds ever? So next on my list to talk to you about is going to be coming around the corner, and as you can hear, it's a 66. You have seen this. What you haven't seen is the wagons running behind it. So it's just coming in now. Basically in my last video I did fingers and many pies, and I had my yellow ARC wagons. So basically I've now completely repainted them, reworked them, fitted new decals and given them ballast loads. So here it comes now. And here we go. So here is my aggregate train. Like I said, these were my yellow ARC wagons. They were the railroad ones by Hornby. I managed to get a rake of 8 of them for a really sublime price. So they're not the all singing, all dancing Acura scale stuff that you can buy. They are fantastic models, but ultimately its budgets to suit really. And the thing is that this is actually slightly different. The way I came up with this colour scheme is I've actually had a look on Google, got some images of the PTA wagons in the VTG colours, and now I have given them all a complete going over. So I'm going to just take you over so you can see it in more closer detail. So, hey presto, we've gone from a plastic yellow wagon to something that looks a bit more lifelike. So basically, I've kept the PTA sort of label. The VTG labels came from Railtech, and I've given them a coat of primer, and then it's the same grey as what's on the Class 60 that I did for the DC Rail Freight. I picked out yellow axle boxes because that's how they were on the photograph. There is still some work to be done on these. They need to be weathered. Not only be weathered, but they also need to have some hazard warning labels stuck on them. That's something I haven't really got round to doing, but I have filled them up with wagon loads, which I've created myself using foam board, and then a top layer of ballast, just to give it the impression that we are fully loaded. And I am so pleased with these. These have come out absolutely brilliant. And if we take a look further down, they are all done. So I'm really, really pleased with the way that these have come out. But like I said, I am going to be toning them down with some weathering, just the usual kind of thing, just to give them a look that they've had a bit of a working life. They certainly look a lot better than the yellow plastic ARC hoppers that we had before. They certainly look more realistic, and hopefully with some weathering it will make them even better. And I think if you agree with me, they look totally superb behind this particular 66. I was wondering what train I'd put in front of this, but I think this 66 looks absolutely spot on behind the with the wagons behind it. But obviously I can use other trains, but today this was the train of choice. This was the 66 of choice. When I actually bought this 66, I did actually wonder what kind of wagons that I was going to put behind it, and I think this absolutely looks so superb behind this particular 66. This is a Bachmann example. Kerno were doing an offer on them for about £100 not so long ago. I don't know whether they still have that offer or whether they still have any in stock. But I got mine when it was actually, it wasn't full retail, but it had been knocked down. So we're going to send it on its merry way. So off it goes. And I think you agree, like I said, it looks absolutely spot on with those wagons. And these wagons run absolutely lovely. Oh, hang on a minute. Well, I say they run lovely, but I do have a slight derailment going on here. I'm not quite sure why that was. So now we're going to have a brief little interlude. Some of you may have noticed from my last few clips that we have something new on the layout, and that is a little station halt here. This was created via some carriage siding kits that I had from before. So I thought I'd create this little halt here, and this was kind of the idea of possibly either there's a village or something going on in the background here, or that workers used it in order to get to Volmer container terminal. Now I've come up with another little brainwave, which I'm going to share with you. This little brainwave actually happened this morning. So bear with me a minute and I'll explain more. Like I said, it could take a 2-car DMU, and I'm just going to add to this station, so bear with me one moment. So hello, right, so we now have my little station halt here that we've got going on. Now a subscriber of mine some time ago, and my apologies if you're watching and I've forgotten who you are, had said to me quite innocently on a comment some time ago, a few months back, how did the passengers get from platform 1 to platform 5 on the station at Mildenhall? And at the time, I was looking at getting a footbridge, but the problem is that the footbridge, all the footbridges wasn't the correct span for me to get across the width that I needed to get to. So I'd have to either sort of do some sort of kit bashing of some description, either via a Metcalfe kit or maybe buy 2 Hornby bridges, which is what I was thinking of doing. But then I thought, oh, that could be quite pricey. A thought occurred to me that I bought a bridge for Bordelon Gardens, and basically never really got used because obviously I took down Bordelon Gardens, which was the kind of extension roundy piece that was around here, but I still had the bridge. So I decided that I was going to do a bit of kit bashing with it, and with a little thanks from Tony Northeastern, for some of his ideas and thoughts on how I could do this. So what I've done is I've kit bashed a Southern Region footbridge and kind of butchered it, and basically sliced it in two to create this. So now we have the right span to go across from platform 1 to platform 5. So basically this is of card construction, and these lines in the centre are basically scored, as Tony Northeastern does quite regularly on his builds, where he scores the card so you leave the imprint on the actual card. So that's what I've done, and that kind of gives the illusion with fine measuring and everything like that to make sure that all these squares, all these rectangulars are all even to one another, and as it turns out they all are, and it's the correct span for the railway station. However, it did also get me thinking this morning that the light bulb went off in my mind, and I thought, well, actually, hang on a minute, let me check the span of this bridge, because what I could do, and I'll just bring you a bit closer over, and hopefully we shall see. Is that too far? Let me see if we can get you. I might have to get you a bit further out to try and see if we can squeeze this in. Where are we? Oh yeah, because we're at the other end. Right, okay. I'm being a bit silly, sorry. Let's get you in this way. Okay, there we go, right. Right, so I know where I am now. I've finally got my bearings straight. So what I now thought I was going to do is, as you can probably see, just about, right just down the end here, is the end of the platform. Now, none of this is set in stone, but what I was thinking of doing is possibly making another bridge, getting another kit, a Southern Region kit, exactly the same as this, and bringing this across, bringing this this hole across or something, and have it so that the workers who were going to work at Volmer can actually have direct access to their own little hole. And that would give me another excuse then to kind of put the 2DMU car in here just to kind of stop. It's going to be very rare that it's used. That's why it's slightly overgrown. But that is kind of what the plan is. Now, Tony also had given me some time ago a number of bits and pieces for the layout, odds and sods. He gave me like the grandfather clock, which is yet to still go in there. But he also gave me some other bits. So he gave me some pillars for the Pico canvas canopy. Now I think they're longer than that. So if they're longer than the legs of this, then I can butcher these legs in, because you can't sit this footbridge on the floor because it's too low. And so any locos will hit the top of the bridge, because the footbridge was designed to sit on top of the platform. So I'm going to have to extend the legs out the steps out on that side, and extend the legs down in order for it to sit higher. So I'm thinking of doing that. But this particular one is going to be going over the far side at the station building, on the station side. So the next loco to talk to you about is just coming into shot now. And this is my Batman 166. Basically, I'll just bring it into the hole. It's not really supposed to stop here. So the reason for this Batman 166 is, I said in my last video, Fingers Many Pies, that I was looking to get sound fitted to this Batman 166. And guess what? I have. So it now has sound, and it is fitted with Coastal DCC's sound. Like I said in the last video, there is no sound file specifically for the 166. It's basically a 158 mix because it's got the same engines as a Class 158, but the horns are different. So the horns have been changed, and so that's what the difference is in the horns. So what you can do is we'll give it a listen. Now this has had this has got a Coastal DCC sound, and it's got, I think it's got a double iPhone speaker, I think it is, that's in it. Basically it sounds much better than the others. It sounds so much clearer as well. It's absolutely, I really love the sound on this. So I'm going to shut my mouth and I'm going to let you listen. That's brilliant. It just sounds so wicked. Now, if you want to build up the air, so before you leave the depot, you can do that, pressing F11. We can have the door close as well, which will do that. I hope you can hear that. You've also got the guard whistle, the buzzer for the driver to the guard or the guard to the driver. I can confirm it does sound like that. The first set of horns. Here's the second set. And let's go. So, I hope you enjoy that, boys and girls. Now comes the surprise. I got something new to show you. And I've got some new tankers, some new cement tankers, which I will show you very, very shortly. Again, these are not expensive tankers. These are cheap, cheerful ones which have been resprayed. Not all of them, just 4 of them have been resprayed because they were in the wrong colour. So I've basically put them all to one colour, and some of them needed tidying up. They still do need tidying up. I haven't finished with them by any stretch, but I will talk to you as they come round. But the surprise being, this turned up yesterday. Yep, I've got another one. I do have a Coalesce 66 by Hattons, and I was very, very fortunate with that one not to have any issues with that one at all. So let's have a look and see which one I got. Very exciting. Drum roll. So here we go. It's just come into shot. So here we go. Yes, it's the CMEX Hattons 66. Now I have to talk about this Hatton 66, and there's a very good reason for it, why I have to talk to you about this particular 66. Now we all know that Hatton 66s have had a bit of a knock. It's all well documented on the do's and don'ts and what can happen and what has happened and all the rest of it. But I have to say, the Hattons 66 gods were smiling down on me with this one. This one is absolutely perfect. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this whatsoever. Nothing. Nothing's fallen off. Nothing's broken. Nothing's missing. It all works. There's not a wheel wobble to be seen. It just runs beautifully. And I'm absolutely over the moon with this 66. I really, really am. I was very, very careful with it. And to be honest with you, I was very, very worried. I was very anxious about it because I was thinking to myself, should I, shouldn't I? I really liked it, but am I going to have one that's really dodgy, really ropey? Is it going to have bits broken, missing? Am I going to have to spend hours trying to put it right? And the answer is no. I didn't have to do anything with it. I received it yesterday morning, but I was at work, so I picked it up in the evening. And I left it on the floor for a little while whilst I had some dinner and a shower. And then I thought, okay, let me take a look at this and let's see what Hattons have sent me. Is it going to be a lemon or is it going to be something absolutely spectacular? And I have to say, it is totally spectacular. I'm really, really pleased with this. I stuck it, I didn't actually take the body off at first last night. All I did was stick it on my rolling road to test it under analog conditions. And it was on my rolling road and there was not a single wheel wobble to be seen. It just absolutely glides and it is superb. All the lights work, everything that's supposed to work is working, as far as I'm aware. I took the body off with extreme care, not to break any of these things. Some of the glue was a bit brittle on some of them, so yes, it did need a spot of glue just to tighten it all up and make sure that it was all secured. One of the buffers also, because these buffers are push fit, they just push fit into the body. One of those was a bit loose, so again, it's just a small drop of super glue which cured that. But to be honest, it hadn't fallen off. It wasn't that I just noticed it, and I just wanted to take the precaution of just tidying those little bits up, just to make sure that we're not going to have any complications along the way. Like I said, it runs absolutely sweet. I mean, like I said, I couldn't be happier. And obviously it's got the cement tankers behind it, which is another reason for buying it, because I thought it looked really nice with a cement train. But I do also have the Network Rail J&A wagons, which 66 780 has also pulled in the past, and also pulled them locally here in the south coast. So I know that this train has been down this way on Network Rail duties, and it's absolutely a superb locomotive. It really is. I mean, like I said, I've had absolutely no issues with it. Like I said, it's just the little precautions of just adding additional glue here and there, just to make sure that it wasn't going to go anywhere. But that is literally it. And I'm so pleased with it. It's got a gauge, it's got a Hatton's chip in it, but it hasn't got any sound in it. But she runs absolutely beautifully. Let me just show you the cement tankers. So these are the cement tankers. They are PCA tank wagons. There is 11 of them in total, as you can see. And basically, I got them for a song, really. Whilst everyone's been going on about the Acura scale stuff and how fantastic and superb it is, which it is, I'm not going to argue with that at all. For me, I went for this. These wagons. I know they still exist. I know they're still around, and I still know that they're still relevant to today's traffic on the main line. And these were a lot cheaper for me to get hold of for a rake of 11. There's 11 there currently, and basically those 11 is just like cost me less, and with plenty of change left over, than 5-pack of your Acura scale cement wagons. That's how cheap that these were. And these look absolutely superb. I'm really pleased with these. And like I said, I know they're relevant on the main line today, so I know they're current. Like I said, 4 of them I've had to respray. You'd be hard pushed to notice which ones they are, but basically they are the ones that aren't numbered or labelled. I will send this on its merry way so you can see for yourself. So it's just coming into shot now. The 4 that aren't, these are the ones coming in now, just plain ones. Those are the ones that I've resprayed, but they blend in absolutely lovely. They were originally sort of luminous kind of yellow Ketton cement. So this concludes the end of today's video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. And as per usual, there's always lots going on here at Milton Hall and Varma. I do get through a lot of work in such a short space of time. Excuse me, which tends to be why my videos tend to be quite long. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next time, it's goodbye from Milton Hall and Varma. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.